who comes in to on this very hot day in North. It's a hot one. Me okay? I'm looking forward to seeing you all. I know the reception is going to be tough here, but I'm in an area where the reception is really not that great. See if I can turn this a little bit. AKP, first one in. Thank you very much. How are you doing, sir? Is that temperature baking down in Louisiana? It's baking here, man. It's really, really a hot one. Hey, PIA, how are you doing? Hope all is well. I'm just out here in this. Oh yeah, good, hot, good, but hot. Yeah, it's a hot one here, man. I've been doing some serious work. Had to come out here and try out my new tool. I've had it for some time, but this is the first time I've brought it into the bush. Hey, PA, how you doing? EMT, audio is loud and clear. Thank you so much. Yeah, guys, I finally made it back out into the bush. Seems like it's been a long time, but I guess not. But so how's everyone doing today? Anyone doing anything special on this very, very, I know PIA is probably doing something very, very constructive. She always does. But yeah, I'm out here, man. It is a hot one. Yeah, guys, I came out here today to finally make a permanent shelter that I am never going to take down, because it's made out of all of Mother Nature. However, I did use some jute twine, and that's still Mother's Nature. But there's no paracord, there's no tent pegs. It's a lean-to debris shelter just right behind me. There's a video that's going to be coming out. Good, just cut my backyard in front too. 2 hours. Wow, you got a large backyard. Yeah, to cut my backyard with a weed eater, 30 minutes top. And that's doing a thorough job. Yeah, man, it's really hot here. But I have been enjoying myself. The time is going by so fast. Here it is, the end of June already. And it seems like when it comes to bushcrafting, I have 2 years worth of stuff I'm trying to do by the end of the year. But I've been doing a lot of tarp shelters, but I think it's time to really start showing Mother Nature. Again, I'm gonna move out of the way and see if you can see this debris shelter that I made. You'll be able to see it a lot better on the videos. But I also did some shorts on it as well. But this is a lean-to debris shelter. You haven't weed whacked yet. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Weed whacked, yeah, it's hot. But this debris shelter just consists of a spine. Let me put the top on this. This is some Gatorade, and it's too precious to spill. So I'm going to put the top on it. Even though I still have another 24 ounces of Gatorade that I'm going to drink. And then I have 2 clean canteens that are 40 ounces each that I'm going to drink. But I'm not even building a fire today. Hey, G-Ma, how you doing? How is everything going? Yeah, guys, I built this, I think if I move my phone, I'm going to lose reception because out here the reception is not good, and I've been having trouble with reception all day. So, but when you get a chance, the video is going to be dropping hopefully tomorrow. But check out the shorts. This is a lean-to debris shelter. Now, this is not a shelter that you build if you're going to stay for one day. This is a shelter that you're going to stay for a while, 2 or 3 days or something like that. Okay, message was helpful. Okay. Ophia Hill, how are you doing? Thanks for coming in. I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, guys, I appreciate all of you guys coming in, listening to me ramble, trying to convey stuff that I've learned. Like I'm saying, this lean-to, it's basically just a, let's say, just a spine going in this area, and then I have ribs going across. Ribs going across it. Now I have a spine, and then I have the ribs, and then I put a lot of bowels on it, or greenery, and then I covered it with leaves. But before the end of this live, I'm going to give you a tour of it. I just don't want the reception to go out. But this is the only tool I use today, besides a saw, which varies sparingly. And I wanted to use this tool because I've never used it before. And if you don't remember, I did a video on it. This is designed by Alan Kay, who won alone in 2015. He stayed out there 15 days. He was supplied a kukri from Condor called the heavy duty knife. And when he came back, he went over to Nepal and he designed this one. This one is somewhat larger, but it doesn't have a lanyard hole, but it really doesn't need it. I mean, lanyard hole is always going to provide some more security. Hey, JS3, how you doing? Hey, Siron, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming in. Definitely appreciate it. But yeah, using this tool, this is the only tool I use today. I used to saw maybe 3 times just to cut some limbs, but if you use what's called the pinch grip, and you have this ring right here, that's basically all you need. And you have this huge flare, so nothing's coming out of your hand. Yeah, this thing, man, it's a monster. And then, but again, let me just see if I can get a piece of wood. That when chopping, when you hit this wood and you somewhat pour through, it's really good. But it's also good for like carving. When I had to carve some greenery today, it's real good for carving as well, as you can see. So I don't know if you guys are aware, but for me, what I learned, there's 3 portions of this blade. This portion in here is more or less for carving. This is for chopping. This is for piercing and digging. But use them however you it works for you. But this is the latest kukri that I purchased, and I was saving it. I didn't want to use it until I came out to use where I was going to have to use basically this. I could have used a hatchet. I didn't bring a hatchet with me. It didn't bring an axe. I brought this. And hey, Teresa, how are you doing? And I bought a Scandinavian grind knife. This is a Condor. I did not have to use this today at all because I am not making a fire. It is absolutely too hot. I did not even bring any food, except I did bring 12 granola bars, a lot of Gatorade, and water. So, yeah, that's what I brought. But this is man, this is an awesome tool right here. An awesome tool. And coming out and practicing with it makes a big difference. And again, that pinch grip, you can use it here or this one. This is the one I prefer with this. Just lock my finger behind. So you're not actually gripping and, which you can. But, man, I love some kukris. I'm going to tell you, fantastic tool. And this one, again, whoa, mosquito fly don't want to go away. It has a fuller here, and it has a fuller ever so slightly up here. And the fuller is basically where they grind some of the metal out to make it make it much, helps with the balancing. And of course, it comes with this wonderful sheath. And one thing, when taking this out of the sheet, you may see a lot of people do this. That's not good to do that. Even though this is wood encased in leather, it's always good to always hold this portion, push your finger, and bring out the sheet, because the blade is at the bottom. So never, never, never. But anyway, I wanted to talk about shelter. I really want to get into making permanent shelters. As long as I'm abiding by the rules the rules that are in place. We cannot build any permanent shelter. It cannot have any man-made components. It cannot have any wire, any screws, nails, paracord. I can use the roots, vines, and so forth for binding, and that's it. But this is just sitting in between a tree, and it's at the base of another tree here. So, but that's basically lean-to shelter, and I'm going to be spending the night in it. I'm not sure when. Hopefully before the end of July. But it took me, I'm going to say, at least 3 hours to actually build this. Did anyone miss hello and happy Sunday? Oh, okay. Hey, Orlando Pepper, how you doing? Hey, Orlando Pepper, I'm out here, and it's very hot here in Northern Virginia today. But, man, I'm having a blast. I just built a debris shelter. But, guys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to see if I can give you a little tour of this real quick. Without this, I'm going to have to put me a marker here so I know exactly where to put this tripod when I come back. But let me just show you. I'm hoping that, okay, this is the debris shelter. This is the inside. That's my bedroll and my little thermal seat. I just have it out there for just because. But that is the inside of a lean-to debris shelter. And when I was speaking of the spine, let's go to the rear. This is the rear of the lean-to debris shelter. I put a lot of foliage underneath the leaves here. But this is the rear of a lean-to debris shelter. And when I speak of the spine, as you can see here, this is the jute twine that I used here. But this is the spine that goes all the way down. And you can see there, like in here, these are the ribs. Okay, so I hope I didn't lose anyone. But thank you, Orlando Prepper. Yeah, it took me about I'm gonna say at least 3 hours. That's being conservative. And once again, I've made them before, but I'm sharing you to my Facebook page. Thank you so much. 2.8 followers. Great. I definitely appreciate that, Miss Hill. But thank you, Teresa. Yeah, thank everyone. Camouflage. Yeah, thanks. I have these two. These things they're wet and something to just help keep me cool. But yeah, this shelter, I think it's really important. I think it's really important, especially if you're bushcrafting, that you learn how to make shelters out of Mother Nature. Now, this is just one shelter. I can also build another side and make an A-frame debris shelter that where I'm fully enclosed. The only thing about it, when you come to this shelter, or when I come to this shelter, you got to make sure there are no wigglers in there, you know. Um, but with it staying open like this, I'm sure there won't be. But yeah, this is what I wanted to do. I've built them before, and one of the problems I had is that I made the spine too low, and every time I'd get out and then go back in, I would bump the back of my head. So I was very aware of making this high enough so that I wouldn't have a problem getting in. But this is going to be real nice. I'm going to have a fire right in front of it. But the thing is, you must be very, very careful with all these dry leaves here, dry leaves there. But that is why there is such importance in making a fire pit. And I'm a firm believer, if I'm going to make a fire pit, especially in this area, I'm going to make it at least 12 inches into the ground, and I'm going to put a berm around it to help try to keep the flames within that fire pit. You don't want any embers coming out here. There's a lot of pine out here, and I'm so tempted to just make some pine needle tea, but it is just really too hot to be making any type of fire. You know, when you consume something when it's hot like this, and you consume something hot, it only raises your temperature. That's not what you want, you know. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, just like I said, I've made these before, but the thing is, I want to improve. I just want to improve. Hey, Gertrude, how you doing, man? I wish I could get. I wish you guys were out here with me. Um, I am trying my best. I'm trying my best to. I want to have a class. I was talking with a lady this past weekend to give a class to ladies. I just want to have a class for ladies and then have a class for men and then maybe, men and women, but specifically for ladies to come out and explore the bush. And it would be great if you just, first of all, learn about the cover, just making a simple lean-to shelter out of a 10 by 10 tarp or 6 by 8 or something like that. Just getting acclimated to putting that shelter, having something over you, something to sleep under. You're going to have a bedroll, or you can even make a bed. That's another goal of mine, which I've done before, and something to sleep in, like a bivy or something like that. I had never heard of a bushcraft until saw you on She's Cook and Rose channel. This is yeah, bushcrafting is basically, a lot of people think, oh yeah, you got to bushcraft. In case something happens, you got to be able to run out to the woods and, take cover. For me, that's not, bushcrafting is not about that. Bushcrafting is learning how to come out into the wilderness and be self-reliant. It is about having fun. Just as people go picnicking, people go camping, well, I go bushcrafting. You have a plan. You are really supposed to know where you are going to go, even before you leave your residence. Let someone know where you are, expected time to be back, but know where you're going. And the good thing about it, um, you want to get, I want to get good enough to be able to use the topo map and use this compass, which I can use the compass, but if you can even map out your course before you go, so you can know where the water stops are, the water holes, No, so that way, like today, I brought in over a gallon of water. But if I'm going to be hiking any distance, I'm not going to have a gallon of water on my back. That is for sure. I'll probably have like maybe 40 ounces, but I would know where the water stops are, that I can actually source that water. I can filter that water and purify that water. There are numerous ways to do that. You can use aqua tablets that will purify your water. Now, filtering water and purifying water, two different things, but they're very, very important. You can take a bandana, put it over the mouth of your container, put the water in there. The bandana will catch some of the debris, or you can use what's called a mini sawyer. They're great. You can use a grill that will purify as well, but ultimately boiling the water. Um, you iodine tablets, drops, or even drops of chlorine, Clorox, But there are many ways to do that. Those are real great. Yeah, these are good skills to know. I would tell anyone, just, just start in your yard, start in your backyard, start in your neighborhood, knowing the plants that are in your community, knowing what type of wildlife is in your community. Get familiar with that. Get a compass, and just learn about the azimuths, which is that's that's an item. You're directing. You're looking at an item. That's your azimuth, and that azimuth you're going to get a bearing. Like today when I came in, let me see. My azimuth is, what is it? It's 276. So that's west 276. And I would leave out of here on north 96. But that's an azimuth is a identification mark. A bearing is a number or a direction that you're following. So you can have an azimuth and you can shoot. Then you have, let's say if this is a this west 276, I'll walk X amount of yards or paces. I will look back, and this should then read south. This is south, no, east 96. Leap further, and you repeat that. Now it's hard to explain by not doing it, but it's best to use a map, because even though you're going in the right direction, you could be going off to the left, I mean to my right, but you're still going in the right direction. So it's good to use a map. But even if you don't have a map, learning how to use a back bearing. Now, I hope this is familiar to a lot of people, and this may be a lot of jargon, but a compass is very, very important. And I even carry a GPS system. Now, this GPS system that I have here, it's a very good system. It will take you back to your starting points, but never the exact same way. Now, why do I carry this? Because one is none and two is one. But this is what I rely on. And I'm really learning this. But I'll tell you the downfall of these. Right now, this shows there are 4 bars. But once it gets connection to a satellite, the bars went down to 1, which means the connection wasn't that great. So that's why the compass, a very, very much needed tool. But so yeah, so that I'm saying bushcrafting is actually planning. You're gonna bring enough food with you whenever I come out here, except for today. Today I brought like 12 granola bars and a lot of water and Gatorade. I am only maybe 100. As a matter of fact, if I look really, really, really closely, I can see my vehicle. I think that's it. But anyway, um, I use my compass coming in and going out, but today I just used it just to come in and find this the spot I've been to this spot before. Um, this is one of several locations I've been, but again, what I wanted to do, I wanted to build a permanent shelter, and catching your videos there. Yeah, I hope this video should be very very interesting as well. But I'm waiting. There's a bed that I want to build. I'm going to have a bed inside of a shelter, and these are going to be permanent. To never be taken down. Anyone that comes out here into the bush, if they see it, they want to use it, that's fine, because it's all made out of Mother Nature. None of it is store bought except the jute twine, and jute twine comes from what? It comes from wood. So I am allowed to use jute twine. But what I would like to do is basically get some roots and use this knife actually to make my binding material. You can, by using roots and vines and so forth, you can make your own cutting materials. So just want to resheath this and be very careful resheathing the knife, but that's what I want. Yeah, but you know, I've heard people, they're looking at bushcrafting as, you know, this is what you have to learn if something happens. Yeah, it's a good skill to know in that event, but it's about coming out and enjoying Mother Nature, because you're not going to find this in the store. You're not going to go to your big box store and find this. But yeah, you're going to need those tools, axe, hatchet, saw. But I intentionally did not bring an axe or a hatchet. This kukri was all I needed today. So I did that, and I did bring a saw with me, and I used a saw I think like 3 times to cut a large. There was this large fallen limb that was in the tree, and I'm thinking, what's the quickest way to get it down is by sawing. Excuse me, I chopped one portion, but I'm always looking at time, But my main objective today was just to get this debris shelter up, lean-to debris shelter, and I'm actually going to sleep in it. It's just that you again, like, you have to make your plans when you're before you leave your home. This I had planned this last week, so it's fun. It's fun. But like I said, I've done this before, but this time I did it quicker. The first time I made a lean-to debris shelter, it took me 3 different Sundays because I kept adding on and adding on and adding on. But at some point, you have to know when to stop. And I wanted to stop. And just as you saw this, I built this, I kept adding on until I was fully enclosed. And the problem was that in the wintertime, I had to continuously get out of it to go feed the fire, because you do not want your fire very close to this. And so with this, in this manner, I won't have to get up as much. But what I'll do is make a long fire. There's plenty of wood here. The only thing, basically, this is pine wood here. Pine burns quickly. So you've got to get a lot of wood to do an overnight here. So, but it's strange that you can go. I'm at this wildlife management that I am at right now. I can go 5 or 6 miles up the road, and there's cedar and birch, and you go 5 more miles, that's oak and beechwood. So it just depends, but this is the area that I was coming to today. I knew I wanted to focus on making a debris shelter. And I think this turned out pretty good. Like I said, yeah, it's really going to come out better in the video, because next time I come out here to use it, if it's not too hot, I don't know. I haven't done it overnight in a while because I've been like tremendously busy. But last week I was in Clarion, Pennsylvania, at the Creators Rendezvous, which was that was really good. That was really really good. A lot of fun. Learned a lot. Did some fishing and so forth. So I said, you know what? The very next weekend, I've got to get out here and do this debris shelter. So I'm starting off with the smallest debris shelter. This is a lean-to. Hey Johnny, never too late, man. Was doing laundry? Yep, never too late. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to sleep in it. That is for sure. I'm going to sleep in it. I mean, that's the purpose of it. It's a shelter, but the thing about this shelter, you have to maintain it. So when I come out here next week, I'll come out here. I'll drop more leaves on it. Drop more leaves on it. You do have to maintain it. Um, and you want to also make sure you have at least 4 inches of debris on it. Again, I have the greenery or bowels that went on there first, that went on top of the spine. I mean, went on the ribs, and then I put the leaves on top of the bowels. So, and I had actually made me a rake. Where is that rake? To actually, it worked faster. I used a rake to gather up the leaves, whereas before I would use a shovel, and the shovel takes a while to fill up the bag, dump it. I just took that. I saw Corporal Corners do that, so that's where I learned that from. But yeah, this is definitely it's a good task. It's good practice. And again, this is something I would not do if I'm just going to stay out here one day, and then have to tear it down. But the other ones that I made, there was some man-made materials, paracord, that was involved. So at a point you have to remove it. So, but yeah, I'm sure someone's going to come out here and use it. I mean, I haven't been in this area for a while, and I'm seeing a lot of things that are not really, I'm seeing some bottles and some cans, but people do what they do. So yeah, but yeah, guys, this is fun, man. Um, it is it's an it's a craft. It's an art. It's I don't know. I'm gonna say if it's a science. I mean, it can be anything that you want it to be, but as a bushcrafter, when we look at things differently, every time I look at a piece of wood, I'm looking at what can I use that wood for. You know, I can use it for kindling. I can use it for some tinder. I can use it for shelter. I can use it to make utensils. I can use it to make many, many things. Hey, some random dude, how you doing, man? Yeah, if I missed anyone, hey, you guys, I definitely appreciate you coming in. As I said, I'm less than 200 yards from my car, and I can see some folks come out here and they enjoy riding the horse trails, and they're putting their horses back into the trailer. Is that what it's called? The trailer? So, oh man, so wonderful. Quench the thirst. I don't know what the temperature is out here, but it's a hot one. But I kept saying, this is the last weekend in June, and I have to get this one in, because again, I've been doing a lot of configurations with a tarp, and you never get to the end of doing all the configurations. At some point it's like, I mean, there are over 100 configurations that I want to make out of a tarp, but you learn the main ones, and you'll use those more. But it's good knowing different configurations, and but I think it's a little bit more bushcrafty when you actually make your shelter from Mother Nature. You know, um, like I said, I'm waiting to make this bed, and this bed is going to include a knot that I have not learned yet, and that is the arbor knot. So to make this bed, I'm going to have to know the arbor knot, which I'm going to learn. I just have to spend some time and do that. Uh, and the bed it's going to be made from all wood, but the leaves and the greenery That's going to be work as insulation, and then I'm going to have wood as a mattress, and then I'll use a bedroll. I mean, there's so many things you can use that Mother Nature supplies. That's why they say it is about becoming self-reliant. Now, one of the biggest challenges for me is foraging. Hey, she cooks. Hey, how are you? Hey, you guys, if you want a thrill, and she cooks, I got to catch up on my videos. Like I said, I was out of town last week. But if you guys want some very, very good entertainment, some very good, that's going to hold your attention, you got to go see She Cooks and Roast. She has a very, very, very good channel. When you just want to forget about everything and you want some good laughs, go to She Cooks and Roast. Very, very good channel. But I like watching. There's so many channels. Like I said, just being out of town last week, and then coming back and basically sleeping the whole day Monday, and then catching up with everything. And before you know it, it's like, okay, I have to do some other things besides bushcrafting. Which yesterday I went to a car show. It was pretty good, but it was just so hot. It's basically like a drag strip, and I mean, it's a hobby for these guys and ladies, gentlemen, and these ladies that do this. It's really a hobby for them. So I went there yesterday, and being out in the sun, and then toting a lot of water with you. Um, that's really it drains you. But it was like I have to get out here and do this debris shelter because I want to use this kukri. Man, I don't know. I just I think kukris are the ultimate cutting tool. I mean, there are a lot of other cutting tools, but this is just a tool that just, I don't know. This was the last kukri that I purchased. I don't have a desire to purchase any more because I mean, I have a collection of them already, but it was really a joy to come out and use this one today. I mean, it chops. And again, I use this in a different way than I've been using kukris in the past. And that's why I say you have to get out and you have to practice with your tools. You have to practice with your equipment because you will see every knife, every kukri, every hatchet, every axe. There's always something that's different. Hey, Luis, Expedition Kukri, it's surprisingly light. Isn't it? Isn't it? This thing, and this one, it doesn't have a lanyard hole, but I don't know. I forgot what this ring is called, but this thing, man, it it just fits so well with these micarta handles. But yeah, this thing, and this is why, Lewis, I think that this is one reason why you have the fullers right here, and there's a fuller up here as well. And the fuller, guys, is basically again where they grind out some of the metal, and that again is for balance and speed. But yeah, I'm glad that yeah, when I saw this, I didn't want to purchase it the first day, but the second day it's like you're not going to leave this meetup without getting it. But yeah, this is guys, and it is so imperative that you practice with your tools, and it's good to go away from your home and practice with them. Um, this thing is just awesome. If I was going to do anything to, and one other thing, it has a choil that you can just choke up and do fine carving. Using the push method. This thumb, this finger here. Let's see if you can see this. I mean, something this large, and you can just make feather sticks like this. So yeah, this I mean, just quickly, let's see. But yeah, I mean, this thing is awesome. It is really really unique. But yeah, I've been waiting for the perfect opportunity to come out here and use this. And also it comes with the Chatmac and the it's called a Chatmac and a Carter. But and they're made out of the same material, uh, the my Carter handle. But I have them in my bag because I don't want to take a chance of losing them. As you can see, they go here. I do not want to take a chance on losing those out here. Um, but if I need them, one I don't remember offhand, but one is to actually hone your blade, and the other one is actually used for cooking. It's a smaller knife. So they come. I don't know if Lewis got the one with the Chatmac and a Carter. Yeah, this thing, man. It's I just found you can. Oh, Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm glad you found her channel. She cooks, very very entertaining. And yeah, I'm sorry I've missed some of your lives, but I'm telling you, time is just going by so fast, and I have so many chores to do. Um, I mean, I'm planning on another trip, July 18th. It's go- I'm hoping it goes through. It's with some more guys. We're going to be taking a 23-mile hike. Not bad because it's over 3 days. But the good thing is, and something I'm looking forward to, is that we will be at a different location every single night. So that means we get there on that Friday, we hike to one location, we set up camp, spend the night, hike out the next day to the next location, set up camp, and the third day we just hike back to our vehicles. But it's about a 23 mile. But that's going to be something very, very interesting. Oh, you got the single. Okay, single. Hey, that's just yeah, that's fine, because like I said, with this one, I dare not. As a matter of fact, let me show it to you. Let me just get it real quick. Yeah, I handle this thing with kitten gloves. I really do. But yeah, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, Orlando Pepper. Lots of fun. Um, I am so looking forward to it. Now, let me just tell you how I brought this with me. Remove this. Let's remove this one. Let's remove this one. Okay? In a bandana because I don't want to lose them. And here they are. This one is a knife. This one is to hone your blade. This is to hone the blade. Because every time you use a cutting tool, it creates something called burrs. And you just want to stand those edges up again. So that, if you notice, this is not sharp. This one is not sharp at all. But this is also a fair sim striker. And if you notice, this is not a 90 degrees. It's not 90 degrees. So This is not, you cannot strike a fair sim with this. Now, you can take a file and remove it and make it 90 degrees, but why do that to this fantastic kukri? When you can get the Carter and the Chatmac. Now this one, it's sharp. I dare not run. I mean, I can, it's very sharp. But this is something for cooking. And as I was saying, and the kukri goes in. So that is the complete set. But yeah, I dare not take a chance on losing these out here. Now, when I do an overnight and bring these with me, they're going to be wrapped the same way. And they were in the bag with the rest of my granola bars and my other Gatorade. Yeah, that is a cool setup, man. Yeah, as you can see, this is all the food I brought today. I brought like a dozen of granola bars and a lot of Gatorade. But yeah, man, this is just so awesome. I am crazy about kukris. And you can wear this on your belt, but it's very heavy. So I just made a quick little lanyard that I can just put over my shoulder. And I can adjust it by using a what type of knot is this again? A taut line hitch. Just by let's see, what did I do? That is the thing about when sweat get on things. Oh, as you can see, it's this taut line hitch allows you to make it larger or smaller. But yeah, this is I came out to do that. Hey, badass, how you doing, man? Long time no see. It's good to see you. Yeah, man, it would be so great if I just saw everyone that I'm subscribed to or everyone that's subscribed to me. Man, that would be a fantastic meetup. But you know, like I go to a lot of meetups. Every chance I get to go to a meetup, I go. And I did one in Clarion, Pennsylvania. But I don't know if you guys have seen the video. But I was in a fire challenge contest, and you know, I really didn't think much of it at the beginning. Long story short, I did not win it. I came in fourth place out of four people. I came in. I don't want to say last, but I was the third one to lose. But nevertheless, it wasn't about winning and losing. I mean, it was, but it was about camaraderie. But here is the thing I took away from that challenge. These guys, they practice it. They practice this. I remember one guy said something to me. It's like I was asking this guy something like, "How did they do that so quick?" He said they practice. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I practice too because I go into the bush. I make fires. I know about all the elements of a fire and so on and so forth. I know the different fire lays. But what I noticed, every person that won their what do you call it? Their set. Every person that won, that came in first and second, that was the methodology to what they were doing. It was the way they were stacking the wood at a certain point. Now I have it up 3 layers. I have to put a piece of wood inside, piece of wood. Okay, let that build up. So you not only just let your fire grow, you actually build your fire. So that's one thing that came out of that meetup is that you learn. So how would that benefit me in the bush? Well, this is how it would benefit me. If I wanted to make a fire quick, really quick, and I wanted it to grow quick, I wanted some high flames, I learned that at the Creators Rendezvous. So, that's why I think it's important, if you can go to, hey, Mark, how you doing? Mark Adventures, thanks for dropping in. If you can go to any meetup, I can assure you, you're going to learn something and you're going to know more than what you know. You're going to know more than what you knew when you leave. That is for sure. So again, I'm looking forward to doing this hike with some friends up in Pennsylvania. The next meetup will probably be the Georgia Bush. I think it's going to be no, I think it's going to be the Mountain Readiness meetup in Harmony, North Carolina, and then there's another one in the Georgia Bushcraft meetup in November, and then I think I'm going to be staying there another week to take an intense navigation class. And I think what I'm going to do once I'm at the Georgia Bushcraft and it's over, I'm just going to camp out the entire week and take that class the next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because I don't want to drive all the way to Georgia, drive back, and the very next weekend have to be in Georgia again. So I think I'm going to take advantage of the opportunity to actually just go out there and just camp out for a week. It would be in a park or state park, and there are rules and regulations. I think you will have to have a fire ring. You just can't make an open fire. You can't cut down wood. I think you have to. I'll have to read that. But I'm really looking forward to that because you got to. I mean, bushcrafting is step by step by step. If you think about the people that go on alone and the people that go on naked and afraid, they just didn't decide, oh, I'm just going to go out on naked and afraid. Oh, I'm just going to go out there on alone. Or there's another challenge down in Louisiana. You just have your clothes, they drop you off, that's it. You have no knife, no compass, nothing, no food, they drop you off. So these type of individuals, they practice these skills beforehand. So what I would like to do is start venturing out, staying more nights because I'll tell you, staying out just one night, it's fun. It's yes, it's hard. It's hard. You have to be up for the task because when you are by yourself, there's only you watching out for you. You only have two eyes watching out for you. Whereas if you're with a group, there are more eyes. People can rotate, keeping the fire. But I don't really sleep that much at night anyway when I'm out here because I like watching the fire. But if you have more than one person to help you gather the wood, each person can have a task. One can do the cooking, one can help with the wood, one can do water sourcing. It's a lot. That's a lot of fun, and you have more time to socialize. But when you are by yourself, at least I know for me, the minute I get out of my vehicle and set up my shelter, I'm preparing the whole day. I'm preparing for the night, and that is part of prepping. So you're out bushcrafting, having fun, but you must prep in order that you can bushcraft. Now, prepping means having your shelter, your food, your water, your cutting tools, knowing where you're going, your communication devices, your first aid. That is prepping to enjoy the bush, but it is also prepping so that you do not get into a survival situation. But if you do get into a survival situation, you've prepped for it. You have your first aid, you have your tourniquet, you have your bandanas, your shamag. So that's the association between bushcrafting, prepping, and survival for the wilderness. I mean, I know I'm throwing a lot of rambling out there, but to me, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Adventure with Kens, he can tell you. I've watched his videos, and it's just something that you just can't buy in the store. You just got to come out here and have fun. Just and I heard there's an acronym called FEAR, FEAR, FEAR. and I think it's from Blackie Thomas, who says, people are fearful because you must fully educate and research. I believe it's research. Fully educate and research. So if you know the area that you're going to, if you read about it, you study the topo map, you know what to expect, you know if it's rolling hills, you know if it's very mountainous, so on and so forth. You know what type of plants grow there, you know about the wildlife there, you know. So fully educate and research. So that will eliminate, a lot of fear. But yeah, guys, it's a lot of fun, man. But one of these days, I've got to. I would really love to have a meetup because I want to have some very very thorough classes, starting with the 10 C's. Um, it's just not about knowing the 10 C's, but actually implementing the 10 C's. I'll give you a quick example. Canvas needle. Really? In the bush? Why would you need a sewing needle? Well, canvas needle, if you have some bank line, 36 bank line or number 18 bank line, you can use it for several things. Um, I just don't have them with me, but I've stitched up gloves before with a canvas needle and number 18 bank line. I've stitched up pants. I've stitched up belt loops. Hey, you're just wearing clothes into the bush. So why do you, there's no reason to toss them because your belt loop comes apart. You just take your canvas needle and your bank line and you repair it and you're good to go. So yeah, guys, that's my little chat today. Again, I'll move out of the way. That's the breeze shelter there that I built, and I will be coming back maintaining it as well as actually utilizing it. You know, um, and as I said before, if someone comes into the bush and they want to use it, I'm fine with that. I just hope they maintain it and respect it. Like I said, I'll be building them in different areas. So when I go to a specific area, my shelter is already there. Um, I've even built hammocks. 3 years ago, I built a hammock, and I want to say I'm not sure it was this location that I actually built a hammock out of 4 pieces of wood and some what is it, mule line or mule tape. 2,500 pound mule line. Electricians use it. So I want to start doing more of that. It's just there's just so much to do with bushcrafting that you'd have to be out here every single day. But yeah, just looking at the okay, yeah, I just didn't want to run over, but yeah, yeah, man, I'm glad you guys came in, man. Hey, give a thumbs up. I would definitely appreciate it. Be sure to check out those shorts. I'm sure the shorts, what did they say? A picture is worth 1,000 words. But there's some shorts I put out. I think there are 4 shorts, and I'm going to put out a video on this as well. And next week, I'll probably be back right at this location. I just know that time is going really, really fast. And before you know it, next week is July, and July really goes fast for me. Really goes fast for me. So, guys, I'm with that said, hey, it has been fun. I hope you guys took something from what I said. I know when I get on these lives, I'm saying, I don't want to take a lot of your time, especially this is a Sunday. So things are just going and flowing, going and going and going, and I'm saying so much, but it's just a joy to be out here enjoying Mother Nature. And the good thing about this today, I don't have to fold up any tarp. I can just put everything in my little bag over my little rucksack, put it on my back, walk 170, 175 yards back in my vehicle, you know? So, guys, thanks a lot to come spend this time with me out in this beautiful, beautiful Mother Nature. And I hope you can enjoy it on the videos just as much, you know. And with that said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. I'm going to drink a lot of more Gatorade. And then I'm just going to sit here and try. I probably would lay in this thing for a little while. If I built it, I got to use it. Lay in it for a little while, and then I'll just head on back home. All right, guys. So hit the like button. Share the video out. Leave a comment. I definitely appreciate it. I'll see you on the next video. Take care, everyone. Signing out. Bushcraft is signing out. Take care.